What's up, guys? How's it going? Coming back here with another video. It is December the 26th, 2018. Just had Christmas yesterday, so I wanted to make a video. I'm out here in my garage, my little jam area. As you can see behind me, got my little setup, my amps down there. You kind of see, got my little stand over here, headphones and all that stuff. My awesome, probably get a look at that. Got my awesome Farrah Fawcett poster. Oh, love that poster. First girl I ever had a crush on, first woman I should say. And you don't really need to see the face too much. Obviously, you can just enjoy that, and I won't block the view, so you can get kind of a nice view. But as you can see from the title of this video, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the recent Kiss concerts and stuff. Any of you remember these? Found a pack of these here not too long ago, so I grew up on these. These were the first ones I ever smoked, and I haven't been able to find them in years because, you know, non-filtereds. But I found a pack, and this is my last one. So, but I'm gonna. So, oh, where's my lighter? Oh, let me get a lighter. Sorry about that. Okay. So, let's spark this baby up. Nothing like a Lucky. So, like I said, as you can see, this is about Kiss. So I've been, obviously Kiss announced a tour, End of the Road tour. Supposed to be, their final shows and all that stuff. And I know they did it again. They did it back in like 2000, 99, 2000. I remember when they first reunited on Kiss Unplugged. I remember watching that on MTV when I was, I think I was in high school at the time, maybe. But I remember watching that on MTV. And then they did the reunion tour. What was that? That was called their farewell tour, I believe. And then here we are, 18 years later, 20 years later, and they're doing it again. And there's been a lot of talk about, it's not the real Kiss without, Ace and Peter, and I'm not going, and the Scab Kiss, they call some of these people the Scab Kiss. Which, I mean, it's technically true. It's not the real Kiss. But for someone like me, I've been into heavy metal and rock since, sometime in the 80s. And Kiss is one of my favorite bands of all time. And you can't see it, but over here, you might have seen it in my other videos. I have a lot of Kiss memorabilia, records, toys, posters, I just liked them. The music, I mean, they're not the best musicians in the world, which, again, they didn't have to be, because, I mean, they pretty much invented, like, arena rock, and doing cool shit at shows. Like, before Kiss, there wasn't a whole lot of people doing that. So, I mean, they were kind of like, the Slipknot of their day. They decided to get a gimmick instead of just making it on the music. Because I think if they were just four guys with no makeup back in the 70s, they might have made it a little bit, but I don't, not nearly as big as they did. But anyway, all that to say, over the years, I've been to many, many concerts, many shows, many concerts. I've seen a lot of bands, all the 80s bands. But Kiss, I never got to see. Just every time they came to wherever I was living at the time, something came up, I wasn't able to do it, I'd forgot about it, and by the time I realized, the show, it was too late or whatever, couldn't find anybody to go with me. Well, when they announced, I mean, let's be honest here, Kiss, they're like in their 70s now. So when they announced this tour, I immediately went on and looked at the dates, and saw that they were coming here. And so I was like, okay, this is probably it. Like, I know, yes, 20 years ago, all that stuff, but again, back then, you got to think. Let's just say it was 20 years ago, 98. I mean, if they're, they were in their late 50s, right? So, I mean, still look at the Rolling Stones, right? So still a chance. Now, again, almost 20 years later, I mean, they're in their 70s. So the odds of this really being their last tour are extremely high. I mean, somebody could die. I mean, who knows? But I really think this is going to be their last tour. And I don't want to miss the opportunity to see them. Again, it's not the full band. I'll probably never get to see that, with Ace and Peter unless they come out and do all that stuff. But I've never got to see any of Kiss at all. And I love a lot of their music, and I want to hear it played live, at least by two. I mean, it's hard when bands lose a singer, to replace a singer like Van Halen and all that stuff. Oh, Van Halen. It's hard to replace a singer to have the same, sound and everything. But at least Kiss, the pretty much two main singers, have been the same the whole time, pretty much. And I know Ace and Peter sung a couple songs, but mainly it was Paul and Gene. And so, at least, and I know Paul, there's lip syncing and all that, but I really don't care. I mean, yeah, it's not going to be 100% the same band that started in the 70s, but I don't care. I want to see the show. I've seen live footage. I have all the Kiss stuff, and they put on an amazing concert. It's supposed to be, more kick-ass than ever. So I really want to see it, and I'm going to go. But I was trying to decide, the last time Kiss came this way, I was much younger. I wasn't working, I didn't make as much money as I do now. I wasn't married back then. I didn't have any kids, but I was like, man, I couldn't find anybody to go with. My buddy couldn't afford it because let's be honest, the tickets are not cheap. And I mean, you could get, $30 or $40 tickets. But I mean, that sucks. So the good seats, decent seats, I would say, at least to feel like, that I was seeing a good show, about $150 to $200. And everybody I was asking, they couldn't. They were like, no, I'm not paying that much. And again, if it was a band that I'd already seen, like Motley Crue or Poison or Slayer or Metallica or all that, I probably wouldn't even go because I've seen those guys so many times. It's okay now. Like when Slayer stops touring, which they're on their final tour, it sucks, but I've seen them like 3 or 4 times, so I'm good. And I'm lucky I got to see Pantera and those bands. So, but Kiss again has eluded me every single time. So I was originally, nobody would go, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm just gonna have to go by myself. So I was all lined up to buy a ticket. Well, luckily I didn't. My wife actually surprised me yesterday and she bought 2 tickets for Kiss. No, one isn't for her, she doesn't like Kiss. One is for my best friend, who, again, just had a baby and all that, and so I was like, whoa, and she got good seats, really good seats. So when I opened that, she put it in a box, and I opened it, and there was an envelope with the printout of the, you're going to Kiss, and I was like, oh my God, it's freaking awesome. So I'm excited. I can't wait. Would I like it to be the original? Of course. But let's be honest. Again, this is probably my last time. So, I say those of you who've never seen Kiss before, right, you're not getting the full original lineup, but you're getting 50% of it. So, hey, I say do it. If you've never seen it before. If you have, well then sure, you can skip it. Like, there's a guy down the street at this record store I go to, and he used to actually tour with Kiss as like a security, roadie, stuff like that. He's got pictures with him. He's done it with all those 80s bands. And so I was talking to him about it, and, I said, oh, so you're going to the Kiss show? And he's like, nah, I've seen them so many times. Obviously, I toured with them. There's nothing I haven't seen. Plus, obviously, they're not as good as they were, 30, 40 years ago. And I said, yeah, there's the one band that I've never seen. And he's like, oh, well, you got to go then. He's like, it doesn't matter how like crappy it might be. Don't go for like the singing. Go for the experience, because you know their stage shows are amazing. And so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go. So that's it, guys. I just want to make this quick video. If you have the chance to go and you've never seen them, you know, yeah, it's not 100%, but it's better than zero. And you don't, you know, I just didn't want to get to a point where after they came and I'd say, oh, well, maybe they'll reunite. You know, again, let's face it, you can look up, you know, Ace Frehley and Peter Criss on here. I mean, Paul and Gene, you can see how old they look. I mean, one of these guys, you know, Father Time is undefeated, and eventually some of these folks ain't going to be around anymore. So, you know, I say, hey, get it while the getting's good. They're coming here in about 2 months from today, roughly, I think, somewhere around there. So it does suck, though. It's on like a work night, so I've contemplated like taking off the next day. That's how old I am now. Whereas back in the day, I could go to a concert, come home at 1, 2 in the morning, sleep for 2 hours, get up, and then go to work. I can't really do that anymore. So, but anyway, that's it. You know, any comments? If you've seen Kiss, you know, so far without Ace and Peter, let me know. Again, I can look at all the YouTube videos of the lip syncing and all that stuff. But thanks for watching, guys, and take care.